Hi guys, it's Tasha of Talk to This. I am the founder of Talk Tasha, which is a life coach who help high achieving social workers like yourself bust through burnout and overwhelm so you can thrive doing the work you love to do without having to spend endless hours in your work being told that you're not enough, and so you can have more ease and more peace of mind and more time with your family and your loved ones. So I wanted to start being more active on what am I on YouTube, because in the midst of me starting a business and I was going through some dark spots, I needed some help. As a social work care bear, there was no help. Everything I Googled, it was all about how social workers help each other. So here I am as a solution to social workers who are impacted by burnout, distress, compassion fatigue. So I help you bust through burnout and help you reach those goals so that you're not overwhelmed, and show you different monetary options that you have as a professional to do the things you love to do without having to be so burnt out and not having to be evaluated based on your inability to close out cases. So we live and we work and we thrive together and make breakthroughs, and we redefine what a successful social worker look like, or a service provider. Pardon the noise. I'm out here at a community hospital in the courtyard where there's babies running around doing what they love to do. So I have no problem with the noise of them playing. That's what kids do. We want to support that. But mainly my focus is on letting you know that there is a resource to you as a social worker who help you guide and craft that entrepreneur spirit that's dead inside of you that need to be resurrected. So I know in my area in California, there is not a entrepreneurial component to social work. It's mainly mental health, child welfare, and child welfare, with a sprinkle of fighting between whether or not we can get our PPS credential so that we can work in school. So that has been always been a little fight within the university that I attended here in California, where social workers had the option of getting a stipend for mental health or child welfare, but there was no room for us to get a PPS concurrently. Of course, if you were doing school full time and didn't have a family, you probably can do all that. For the average person like me who had to go to school at night and work in the daytime in child welfare to provide for my family, it was impossible for me to meet the demands of my Title IV stipend and try to do my PPS to work in the schools. When I had a dark spot, the death of a baby, a death of a father, all at the same time, it was so horrible for me. I was at a place of disparity. I didn't know what to do. And then your doctors give you these little notes to take a little bit of time off. In social work, the work that we do, and we're dealing with the emotion of people, we're dealing with the brokenness of people, and you cannot do that effectively as a social worker if your brokenness is not stable. Sometimes it needs to be resolved even in some areas of our life. And having a sense of resolvement through your pain takes time. And unfortunately, sometimes we're forced to go back to work because bills have to be handled. And you're stuck in this place where you're supposed to be serving clients that look just like you. Their situation is just like yours. And so, really, you're not really truly focused. You're not really truly available to your clients. And so, my thought when going through that process, well, who help those who help others? Who help those who are a social worker, a service provider, teacher, police officer, when they are going through their darkest moments, when they're having a financial crisis, when they're having the death of a loved one, when you're having a relationship breakup, a divorce, a boo that let you down, a foreclosure, a child that feel like he or she has lost their mind, and then you're supposed to show up to the desk and act like everything is okay. All of those different behaviors, it impacts every human being on some level. But as social workers, we don't get a pass. We don't really get a pass because we're supposed to be so solution focused, so strong, full of wisdom, full of. But anyway, so if you are a supervisor working in an agency that set a lot of limitations, but anyway, so if you are a example. You have gotten into the supervisory position, hopefully to lead out in a way that brings some level of peace and accomplishment to the social workers that are in your camp. I have an exclusive um, coaching package that I offer for those of you who are in leadership in social work, about how we can change the culture of our profession being that of burnout and fatigue. You know, the high turnover rates, the depression rates, the anxiety rates of our professional is at an alarming high. We're at an emergency 911 crisis mode right now with our professionals, but yet we are still going to work half empty trying to serve clients who look and maybe experience some of the things that we have. So I'm taking a little bit more time on this YouTube just because I want you guys to start getting familiar with me coming online. Bring some of your social work friends to this platform because we will be talking about conversations about specifically what I know after 20 years and I'm still inside the work. But I kind of changed how I'm going to serve. And I'm strictly serving social workers and service providers who are stuck, not knowing which way to go, how to go, what you're going to do, how are you going to show up in your profession with full authority. That entrepreneurship blood that's running through you. We are the only ones that are going to create a new norm when we step in our authority. When you have an idea in your mind and everybody think you're crazy because you should be comfortable clocking in for someone, I am the person that will show you and mentor you through the vision that you have. Because social work is so broad. There's so much out there that you can be doing to help with all that passion, but it's time to profit your passion. It's time out for us to be drowning in student loans and working long hours and not being told that you're still not doing enough. And every time you see something on the news depicting social workers, it's deficit driven. And that happens because we're not stepping in our authority. We're allowing things to be business as usual. So if you're that one that needs some mentorship, leadership, some killer leadership, for those of you who want a waiting list for people that want to come work in your unit because you know the power of teamwork, and you're not a dictator, you're not a micromanager, you want to do something creative so that your tribe and your people and your unit and your divisions can can step out boldly in their passions. You can create experts in the field that we're not doing right now. Pardon the helicopter. I'll give you time to go. Well, we're at a hospital where people come and get help. So it sounds like somebody may be getting airlifted, or either the helicopters are going out to get someone. And so they're doing their job on this Saturday afternoon, and they're qualified to go and rescue people. Just like social workers, we rescue, we give tools, we talk about empowerment, but some of our systems are set up to enable people. So what I was saying is that we have not created experts in our field. We have bodies moving around based on vacancies in our agencies. And we're missing the opportunity for those experts out there that really, really love doing certain aspects of social work, but we're not utilizing their skills. We're just kind of sweeping over that because we do have a very busy profession. But sometimes in the midst, I am that person, that mentor, your online bestie, the one-stop shop for all things social work. Hit me up at hello@talk2tasha.com. Hello, as in hi. Hello, the number two at talk2tasha.com. That is my email. Email would like to be in the social work leadership webinar subject line. I will send you a link with the date and we will have a one-on-one private time where I'm going to pour into you some nuggets to take your unit, your division to the next level. A lot of times you guys have killer ideas, but you just don't have time to really birth out some of the things that you have. And so we're going to make time. We're going to stop using this time thing as an excuse, because if you don't make time, you end up working harder and not being effective. I am all about, I am the voice of social workers to let people know we are bigger than what we're portrayed to be. And I am not going to sit back and allow the world or anyone else to minimize what we do. I'm going to show them. And I have been doing that by bridging the community and social work so together we can thrive and move together and our families can be healthy and whole. We cannot do that if our social workers are not equipped, if our social workers are not given permission to take a time out and unplug from everything to take care of themselves. Self care for social work should not be an illusion, just an illusion. It sounds good. I'm going to go fishing for the weekend. I'm going to go have a massage. I'm going to go hang out with my guys and do my thing. But that's just an illusion if you don't have a practice in which you're going to show back up in your workforce to make sure your mind is right to deal with a lot of the things that we're dealing with. That's why we have countless people going through so much. Mental illness is a big thing. Untreated mental illness is in the state crisis across the globe. When you talk about service providers like yourself as social workers, the numbers are even more higher. So that is why I have created Talk to Tasha, just for a space for you so we can get this right. And I care for each and every one of you who are out there carrying the title of a social worker. I call you a care bear because you care beyond anybody's business. You care so much that you don't even care for yourself. Those are the things I'm going to be challenging you in. I'm going to end for now. I will put my link below, but get connected to the work because at last you can Google somebody who is there to be your bestie as a social worker. You can talk to me. You can brainstorm with me. You can create a vision for your career in the next year. You can boss out in your business ideas and not be looked at crazy because people in social work typically they are service driven in their thinking. Many people don't think how you can package up your skills and ability and monetize it because that's just not something we typically think about in social work. Well, until you meet me, and you how to do that's going to pay you what you deserve. On top of that, give you more free time with your ease, have more fulfillment, enjoy your house stressed out with all these cases and all these other things impacting your book. That's who I am. At last, I finally walked in my call and what I'm supposed to do. But I have someone who cared for helping professionals. And I have of the vision that I have. I have a vision of coming to you with a paid vacation. I have a fine for those hardworking social workers where I just bust up in your job, things work that you're doing. And how I do that is to let people know that I'm here and I'm out here. That will donate. They will do all our service professionals are handled and taken care of. If you are well, you want to be at home slapping somebody. That's the real. Or you sitting up in the interview, your cell phone going off with an 800 number, Sally Mae or Nailnet want their money. You trying to vibrate your phone. But now that you know that 800 number is calling you after their money, you trying to get back focused with your client, okay, which is not a client. Hello, these are the realities that social workers deal with, but nobody talking about it. By the time you're talking about it, you're in the therapist's chair, and if you're not with the right therapist, that can be a hot mess. Some people tell you easily quit your job. It's not that easy when you're called to serve. I'm just showing you effective ways to serve where it makes sense for you so that you can be more well rounded, more fulfilled, have a conscious living mindset so you can go forth and live in a life that you deserve. It should not be a punishment being a social worker. You should not be living in a deficit driven life because you care about people that are suffering. It is a call, it is something you were born to do. For those of you who are in the profession by default, oh, I'm just a social worker because I couldn't pass the criminology test to be a correctional officer. You know, Bounce up out of our profession because we're not over here playing games. We don't need default people in our profession. We need real people that's fully vested in the human suffering and what that entails because everybody cannot do our work and nor should they be doing our work. So I will see you guys very, very often. I am learning this YouTube stuff. Um, it's new to me, but I love challenges. I love something new. The things that I'm going to challenge you to do is the very things I challenge myself to do. So I'm challenging myself to do more YouTubes and kind of be more visually present so that I can build a tribe of folks who just rock out in social work, who have candid conversations to make an upgrade in our business strategy when it comes to service delivery and not be limited to what's in front of us. All right? So that's my word and my oath to you. And I will see you guys at the top. And go ahead and like the page, share the page, whatever they do on YouTube. Let folks know I'm here because I'm not here to talk to myself. I'm here to give out what I have in me to give to you, to empower you to show up in the best and the utmost honorable way that social workers deserve. And that's the end for now, but never will I say goodbye. I'm going to figure out how to stop this, and I'll see you guys next time. I don't know how to stop it.